Yeah, thank you for tuning in to No Flag Radio. I'm your host, P. Checking in. Today we talking about why I think the individuals who they have apprehended as suspects in this Jasmine Barnes case, and rest in power to our little baby Jasmine Barnes. Shout out to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Miles, retired from the Houston PD, for paying for their funeral, paying for their funeral for the family. I'm sure that helped out the family. I mean, we thank you for that. And once again, our thoughts go out to Jasmine Barnes' family. And I'm just wanting to look at the so-called suspects they've indicted in public opinion and railroaded in public opinion over this case, and show y'all why I think they lying. Okay, so first, let me just throw up some data real quick. The National Registry of Exonerations, who does reports on exonerations and shit like that, show nationally that black men are exonerated nationally at a rate of 47% in cases. All right, that's damn near half of all the cases that get put forth in a police book, in a log, for black men that end up with them being sentenced and put in prison are false. So when cops want to rush to get cases over because the heat in the street and in the new black media is so real on that ass, false claimants being brought out of the wood is par for the course. In order for a white supremacist injustice conglomerate like what we got in America needs and uses to get convictions. Let's admit that to ourselves. Okay, I'm going to give you about 4 seconds to admit that to yourselves, all right? First off, especially when you got sketch composite motherfuckers, suspects coming up white. Let's start with that. Like, whoa, hey, ain't no white dude supposed to get brought up no time. No time around no kind of case, especially not from no Negroes putting pressure on our crooked ass white supremacist system of police and prosecutors and DAs and militia groups and gangs who do the killing for the police. Yeah, ain't no white dude supposed to be coming up for no perp walk with this kind of speed. What the hell? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And one thing we will say on this channel forever and motherfucking ever is that we will not rule out white supremacist police gang members using police violence and police coercion violence to elicit false admissions to crimes. That's part one, but let's get to the dirty shit. Let's take a look at how the dirt fly in this case of Eric Black and Larry Woodruff being hit with these charges in the Jasmine Barnes murder case. Let's look at the case of Eric Black. He was the first guy arrested in suspicion of the murder of Jasmine Barnes. Got no bond. But Eric Black Jr., 20 years old, he was actually put in custody on marijuana possession and not signaling when he changed lanes. So this whole murder of someone shit, it came later. And it's sketchy to me. I need y'all to stay with me. I'm going to tell y'all in a bit why. Larry Woodruff, 24 years old. He was the second guy arrested also on a drug possession charge on the 6th, a few days ago. So you notice that they're using these petty drug cases to get niggas behind the wall. First off, notice they got to get niggas off the street behind the wall first. Then they cast all kind of aspersions on their name in the white supremacist media and in the street. They don't even got lawyers. They don't even got public defenders yet. Pay attention to, y'all see this shit? Pay attention to this shit, all right? That's foul shit, straight up. I don't believe them. First off of that, all right? While they behind the wall, you can jolt them around and do other bullshit to niggas. Let me just say that. So if you young and you in my state of Texas, you riding around with marijuana and shit, they looking to do it to you. Okay? Now, this I find also very odd. The Houston Police Union claims that Larry Woodruff, we're going to start with him, claims that Larry Woodruff is a gang member and he was arrested on domestic violence charges. They put this on their Twitter. The Houston Police Union. Take note that I said Houston Police Union, okay? That bit of information came by way of the Houston Police Officers Union President Joe Grimaldi. So let me ask you this, y'all. Answer me this. What interest does the police union have, or should a police union have, in playing side cop and side instigator in a case, for somebody's case on the street? What role should a police union have in vilifying people and painting a narrative of criminal activity around people in a case? To me, that made me say, oh, that's a little bit out of the jurisdiction of a fucking police union, don't you think? If not that they're proactively advocating for a police officer, it's not that, you know what I'm saying? They're not advocating for a cop, supposedly. Y'all catch that shit? I mean, how is the police union going public with criminalizing these guys? I find that very strange that they've decided to speak up and say something about potential suspects in a case. Like, where is the degree of separation between the Houston Police Union and everybody's case, everybody's individual case out here on the street? You know what I mean? I know one thing about police unions, though, is that they are advocates for their membership. What makes up the membership of police unions of America, all throughout America? Police. So, in a case where so many black people, including myself, I didn't waste no time. I came out day one saying, I think white supremacist gang members in the Houston police did this shooting. This lines up with my reasoning. White supremacist police. You know what I mean? Why is a police union speaking? Period. Why are they running PR for the police out of thin air? You know what I'm saying? You got to watch who's putting their hat in the ring for certain shit. Why are they unprovoked jumping up saying, this black guy here is such an evil black guy, such an evil person? That's off the code of a police union's job description, is what I'm saying. They're trying to paint a narrative of criminality around Larry Woodruff and probably Eric Black for a reason that they're not being forthright and coming out and saying, in my opinion. I think it's to cover up their hand in killing Jasmine. And I'll give you some more reasoning later, you understand? But Grimaldi sitting up talking about how Woodruff had previous gun possession, talking about, what he saying on their little Twitter. In the tweet, he's like, what kind of guy gets 9 months in jail for possessing a 31 round magazine? Again, this is the police union kindling up this type of current behind the case, right? Stay with me. I could run it back and say, well, goddamn, Grimaldi, what kind of police officer get off for killing unarmed black people with a service pistol? But you probably just say that shit's A-okay, wouldn't you, Grimaldi? Of course you would, you piece of shit. But this is already police biasing out of nowhere of this case. I need y'all to see that. Unprovoked, the police have taken a hold of this case and wanted to bias this against these young black men we're talking about. It really looks like them jumping down in front of the world saying, look, black people, we did it. We got a guilty conscience. And the police union, you know what I'm saying? They are definitely a police biased organization, bar none. And they're trying to paint who these young men are for us in front of the world. That's no doubt. We're not hearing any of Eric Black's or Eric Woodruff's side in this case. All you non-critical coon niggas, y'all gonna say, well, they said they did this. They said they did admit it. Nothing is ever quoted. I need y'all to pay attention to real shit. Nothing is ever quoted from these young men who are in custody, like put in quotations in the media. Y'all notice that? And they're behind the motherfucking wall. So they can't read what white supremacist media is claiming they're saying and supposedly admitting to in this case. Y'all don't fall for the shit. Just take notes of what they're doing, because when I run down the white guy that they say is now not a suspect, you'll wonder why his record didn't get scathing and get a plastering from the Houston Police Officers Union, the motherfucking police union. You'll wonder why when you compare him to Eric Black and Larry Woodruff. You know what I'm saying? But we got to use some common sense, y'all. I'm telling y'all, use your common sense. Look at the overarching truth in all cases where black men get thrown in prison and haven't went to trial yet or saw a lawyer. All right, we got to put ourselves in Eric Black and Larry Woodruff's shoes for a second. When you a black male and you don't got no money, you behind them walls with no lawyer yet, you can't defend yourself from what the white supremacist media says you said or claims you admitted to. I swear y'all got to think, man. I swear you will damn sure getting accused of crimes that you didn't commit. I mean, you're going to get found guilty in the media before you in front of a jury of white people, then it's like, oh, it's a slam dunk. Whenever you're going to get found guilty in the media, when you're behind them walls with no defense, whenever white folk feel rushed to end a case, you know what I mean? This is one of them examples. Whenever they feel like the community of activists and sleuths and strategists and new black media, all this, whenever we on their ass, like in this case, or when they feel like one of theirs is about to get caught up in the shit, they'll pull it. They'll pull up a go-to black male suspect just to fill the police log. Look at the Biscayne Bay police chief, Raimundo Atesiano. That motherfucker. He told cops to target black men to fill quota. And that's what this shit looked like to me, straight up. It looked like this case is white supremacy working a motherfucking police quota. Look at Cook County Police. They got a record for doing it. Real bad record. Houston ain't no motherfucking different. Understand? Y'all remember the Scottsboro boys. You know what I mean? That shit. Why don't that shit ring a bell to niggas? 9 black males falsely accused in that case. Just cause white people what? They repetitively rushed to convict these black men. Rushed to convict these men. Appearance after appearance in court. Kept saying they were guilty in the media. Kept saying they were guilty in the media. We know this white supremacist terrorist regime has a process they follow on high profile ass cases like this to make black suspects out of thin motherfucking air. They have a history of forcing fake confessions. They do all kind of shit. What else do we know? We know it can sometimes take weeks for investigations normally to scour through hours and hours of video and camera footage. There were cameras around this red light where Jasmine and her family were victimized. I'm sure like around the gas station and shit, right? LaPortia, Washington, Jasmine's mom came out the gas station. I'm sure there was cameras around that bitch. What? Where are those footages? Where are those footages? Because I'm not making my conclusion without them. I'm just not. I'm going to point the finger at white supremacist police until someone can move my finger. And I'm definitely not making no conclusion just based off what cops say some black man said. You know what I mean? Just because you say some black man said some shit. Look, we got to be critical, y'all. We got to be critical and say, I don't trust cops when cops say a black man said something. And that's all that's been happening so far in this case. You know what I'm saying? Pay the fuck attention. And in terms of the cameras, just look at the amount of time it takes to evaluate footage normally. It's in any case that we've seen in our lifetime. I mean, look at the cops who shoot unarmed black people. It's like pulling teeth. We waiting weeks to get that footage, right? It's been less than a week and a half. These motherfuckers talking about they already got 2 viable black suspects. Man, get that fucking shit out of here. That seems too much like a placebo. Too much of a let's calm the Negroes down because they getting hype and they own our dumb asses while we talking our bullshit kind of shit. It's too much of an all good kind of pill to serve the public. You understand? I don't trust the white supremacist gang infiltrated police of America for nothing. Ever. But back to the shooting. You know what I mean? The shooting happened near the light in front of the Walmart that we're talking about. So a lot of people were saying, that it happened in the Walmart parking lot. Nah, it was just in front of the Walmart. I was one of the people that was thinking like, damn, I'm saying, why is it a Walmart parking lot and we can't get nothing but one grainy ass car driving off? And we're gonna talk about the red truck that drove off in a little bit too. But but that was one correction. The police say Eric Black said, again, that's important. The police say Eric Black said that he thought LaPortia Washington's car was a car he had seen the night before, but he didn't know who was inside. That's what they say he said. So people pay attention. They didn't say he said, I shot into a car. In quotes, in quotation, right? Look at how they write in the white supremacist media. And that will help you kind of see what they're really saying, what they're really driving at. The tweet from the Houston Police Union was even put in quotes from Grimaldi talking shit about Larry Woodruff. But a murder admission from Eric Black, that don't get put in quotes. Just pay attention. Pay attention to detail, black people. They will pull a okie doke on you if you let them. But okay, just stay with me. Now, the white supremacist media is already showing it has a kind of hurry up and get it all over with kind of desire for this case, and they shoveling words into a black man's mouth. They paint a negative image of them while they behind the wall with no representation, no lawyers. No lawyers have spoken up for these men, right? And you got coons out here indicting these men. No lawyers nowhere, right? Understand? But furthermore, white supremacist media saying Eric Black is speaking of a car that he encountered the night before. This is what they're saying, that he's speaking of a car that he encountered the night before when he's talking about a car he didn't know who was inside or whatever. While others say that it was early in the morning. So check that. Go through the media. They don't even know what time he's supposedly saw this car that he targeted again when he saw him. They've got conflicting stories like that in the media. You can just go through. So did Eric say that he saw them the night before, or did he say that he saw them early in the morning? They don't even got their stories right. This is what's breaking this case the fuck apart. These are two totally different points of encounter. Was it 5 in the evening or 5 in the AM? You know what I mean? Some shit like that. This so-called car that looked like LaPortia Washington's car, Eric. When did you see it, Eric? You know what I mean? When did you see it before, right? That could put Eric at somebody's house or apartment at 5 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday, and he got into it maybe, or got, you know what I mean? Or that can put him at somebody's house or apartment or in the streets on a Saturday, like around 6ish when it's totally dark out here in Texas, you know what I mean? And he got into it with a similar car that LaPortia was driving, Jasmine's mother. Okay? So white supremacist media is also claiming Eric Black, that he got into it with somebody at the club the day before. But does their car match LaPortia's? Do we have that information? Does their car match LaPortia's? What club was he at and what time was the fight? Where's the footage from that fight? Right, they keep fucking around on this shit. You understand? I've gotten into shit with people at the club and I've gotten kicked out and whatever, and it's spilled into the parking lot. Cameras are all the way to fuck around at every motherfucking step of the way. We're still not hearing those details. We're still not getting those details, right? And I'm telling you, black people, don't let people try black people in the court of white supremacist media opinion and in the opinion of police unions before a black person even has a lawyer. Man, just pump your brakes, black folk. I'm telling you, before y'all go along with this white supremacist bullshit, or at least listen to a man who will always pump his brakes before he go along with white supremacy. At least listen to a motherfucker that's going to always say, look, nah, I don't believe y'all. Whenever white supremacy tries to vilify black people. All right, that's always what you're gonna get on my motherfucking channel, straight up. But let me continue. And also notice that Eric Black, he also didn't say he shot nobody. They putting that narrative in his mouth. He never said he shot nobody. The police say he said. I'm gonna keep saying the police say he said he was driving. All right. The police said he said his passenger shot, right? So look, it's so many different reports. Y'all gotta understand that they're trying to put together different kind of puzzles. White supremacy is in a scramble mode right now. They're putting in different kind of puzzles, putting together different kind of puzzles from different angles and different report systems of white supremacy. CBS and ABC and everybody not matching up. Okay, everybody throwing in all kind of fuckery because it's a case that's based in fuckery is what I'm smelling. All right, so everybody can just kind of just fly by the seat of their pants, and nobody's coming up with quotes from these men that they've pulled and gaffled up over this shit. All right, this case is falling apart, and like I said, and still we don't know who the shooter is. We don't know. The police was the motherfuckers that said it was a case of mistaken identity in a shooting, but not Eric Black and not Woodruff. You don't see no quoted shit from Eric Black or Larry Woodruff saying it was a mistaken identity. Niggas don't talk like that. Alright? So y'all don't fall for it. You see how this white supremacist ass case is falling the fuck apart, in my opinion. And I really want to stress that the police claim Eric Black got his home searched. They say that they found a 9mm pistol at his house, supposedly, that supposedly matched the casings of the ones found at the scene where Jasmine was killed. But if Black wasn't the fucking shooter, if he wasn't the shooter and just the driver, what does a gun found at his home have to do with it? What do they expect us to believe that a man commits a murder with a gun, and another man who also may be implicated just by knowing the dude allows him to stash it at his house while the block is hot on him? Stop, man. Get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Even in reports as recent as today, News 11 out in Houston, they say that the sheriff hasn't even confirmed Eric Black even implicated Larry Woodruff as the person who fired the shot that killed Jasmine. So I'm telling y'all, people are running all over the place with this story, and the loose ends are steady hanging the fuck out. You can't convict men on roundabouts and police word anymore. It's got to be hard evidence. It's got to be quotes from the nigga, quotes from the motherfucker, and cameras. Leave police unions' emotions out of it. Leave the biased ass policing out of it. Leave white supremacist media thirst to posterize somebody black out of it. Leave the coons out of it. Leave all that shit out. There are still stories out there saying that Eric Black shot Jasmine and he wasn't in the shooter seat. Goddamn. Ain't nobody shooting over their passenger in a car to get somebody out the passenger side, right? Ain't nobody doing that. You can't be the driver of a car and shoot from a passenger seat, dumb motherfuckers. How is mysteriously the gun found at his house and not at the house of his quote-unquote co-conspirator, if you will, Larry Woodruff, right? And what was found at Larry Woodruff's home? This is not coming out. So that's my thing. Where's the copy of I need a lot of more information. I need the copy of the warrant that gave the Houston police clearance to search Eric Black's home. What did they confiscate? Where in his home was it confiscated? You know what I mean? He's a guy that was arrested on marijuana possession and a lane change charge. So what's up with all this warrant and shit? You know what I mean? You see what kind of questions I ask? Y'all gotta think. Because to me, it looks like somebody just rounded these brothers up. It looks like a roundup. Both of these guys look like they rounded up some brothers on some shit. And that's what it looked like. I'm telling you what I think off of the double speak that police and white supremacist media are running and have been known to run when they want to convict black men in a court of white supremacist public opinion and white supremacist jealousy over their crime record, white supremacy, jealous ass emotions, all right? Before a trial is even fucking set. All right, Cosby, R. Kelly, they doing it right now in front of our faces, but they want us to think Ed Buck is a motherfucking saint before his trial date. You see what I'm saying? So that's it. They trying to try these guys in the court of a white supremacist railroading. And that's how it's looking to me. I just want to point out some more bullshit in the case so far. So in the same reports where they're saying that Eric Black admitted to shooting Jasmine, yep, they are saying that bullshit that he admitted to shooting her. Like, they're also saying that Black's role in the case is under wraps. Like, they don't want to talk much more about it. And I'm like, all right, well, how y'all going in one breath say that he shot her, and then in the same report, I've seen this in the same report, say that, oh, but his role in the case is under wraps. It's like, motherfucker, y'all under wraps with it? Or you're trying to go with some non-existent admission and plastering that all over the fucking place? You know what I mean? Like, it don't make sense. Let me adjust my camera. I'm saying, that's what I don't get. You either, his information is top secret, under wraps, ain't nobody talking about it, or y'all just running with some shit, making a parade out of some shit, plastering some shit all over the place. Some I kill somebody type admissions, putting that type of shit in the media. I mean, that don't make sense. Notice that I kill somebody admissions are always put in the media in quotations, you know what I mean? The top of the headline, the very top of the headline. We noticed this, right? Let me ask y'all, I'm just asking y'all, have y'all seen any admission of Black or Woodruff put in quotes anywhere? Inside of an article, at the top of an article? No, you haven't. Anywhere. You haven't. So, this whole shit is white supremacist media, in my opinion, putting together a straw-ass case to defend one of its white supremacist terrorist gang members who either works in or works for or works around the Houston police. Again, I point to you that the Houston motherfucking Union jumped in talking about Larry Woodruff did time for having a gun, not murder. I mean, they playing puffy like on some take that, on some little instigating ass motherfucking shit, you know what I'm saying? Straight bullshit, right? But I don't want to tear you from my other points. My video I did on white supremacists, militias rather, and talking about just unveiling the whole cop-fed militia complex on, I believe it was on the Minnesota's 3% hate group. I believe that's what it was. I think it was one of my early hate group videos. Go check that Minnesota 3% hate group video, and I believe that was the one where I put this little layout, this video that I did in it. And again, I'm calling them a hate group according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. I know you 3%ers, y'all get in my comments and y'all get mad when I call y'all a hate group, but they call y'all a hate group. So make them stop. Make them stop calling y'all a hate group, and then I'll stop. I'm just a messenger. But in that video, I showed a video highlighting a Houston police officer throwing up white supremacist gang signs talking about, I'm one of you guys. I'm a part of your hate group, buddy. Talking about the 3%ers, right? Talking about I'm one of your white supremacist gang members. Throwing up white power hand symbols. That came from Houston, goddammit. I don't put nothing past the Houston police in terms of what they will go out their way to orchestrate in the name of their white supremacist gang membership. Period. Now, to get into, the tip that was used to railroad these brothers without lawyers, that tip was initially made to Shuan King, which I'm sure y'all familiar with. They made that tip to Shuan King, not the police. It was an Instagram address that was given to Shuan King, and they went off that. Somebody sent an Instagram message with the initials, supposedly EB for Eric Black and LW for Larry Woodruff, and that's supposed to pass as evidence to Shuan King. Shuan King was like, all right, I'm gonna run with it. He took it to the sheriff, right? And they went off that. And I'm laughing at it because, first of all, it's Instagram. Like, are you motherfucking serious? Like, we don't know what was on this Instagram from Eric Black. We really don't know what was on the Instagram from Shuan King, because they say that Eric Black's Instagram was given to Sean King as well. We don't know what was on Eric Black's Instagram. We don't know what was sent to Sean King, really. I don't think Sean King has posted this yet. So, and you know, that's kind of strange. How nothing has come out saying Eric Black has admitted to this on Instagram, bragged about it on Instagram, gave up Larry Woodruff. We ain't seen none of this. He ain't gave up no participants on Instagram, gave up any evidence on Instagram. But this is just more fishiness in the water, in my eye. Now, I thank Sean King and his wife, Rye King, on my last video for putting up a bounty or whatever for this whole case surrounding our baby Jasmine Barnes. And I see Sean King's quotes from time to time on my Twitter timeline. You know, I don't follow him like that. I mean, I get him from time to time, but you know, I ain't just in his comments. I'll be more in Tariq's comments bombing on motherfuckers. It's funner over there. But, you know, I see Sean King's quotes, and, you know, I do know one thing. Sean King need to explain kind of, you know, like how he validated what he got from this anonymous tipster in order to then field it to the sheriff, which is Ed Gonzales out there in Houston. Like, that's something we all need to know. When I sent Sean King a tweet this morning about it, he didn't say anything to me back yet. But I just noticed in his comments, he going at it with people on the Twitter about it. Like, he claims that he brought the tipster to the police. Not just the tip, but the tipster. I wonder what he mean by that. Like, did you go find that motherfucker Sean King and, like, bring him to the cops? Like, all right. We just need to know. I think we need to know. We need you to produce them, Sean King, just for the sanctity of the case, sir. You know, we need to know so we can hear what they know. I mean, they got 100 G's reward, my nigga, from you and about 9 other people you say you know. Sean King says he has about 9 associates who helped put in on this reward. They got a big ass motherfucking payout, dog. And I don't know what you would produce for us, Sean King, but think of something, man. Just out of the courtesy of your heart. Don't make it a big debate with people on Twitter about shit. You know what I mean? People already coming at Sean King saying he's white and shit like that on Twitter. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like with me and the Phil Advise shit. Motherfucker ain't come out saying left or right about the shit, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, I'm from this city. Nigga, I do this type of shit in the hood. Nigga, I'm pro-black until the day you die, motherfucker, type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all know that's what I do, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga ain't doing no shit like that, I don't know. He might be hiding some shit. I don't know. Shit, he might be. Sean King might be a white motherfucker. We don't know. I don't know. I heard people coming out and saying some of his childhood peoples have photos of him being a white boy. So, I don't know. But just like with Phil, I'm going to be quiet until the reason come up for me to say something. Y'all know I don't do the sensationalized stories here. I don't run with that type of shit. I barely, do ambulance chasing kind of stories. I just find certain things that I feel that can enhance the narrative of white supremacy exists. Black folk need to respond to it properly and respond to all groups who try to shit on us properly. That's my whole thing. So I really don't try to, play no games. If motherfuckers try to cross us out here, then that's when I take off the gloves and shit. But, I'm focused on black banking, black politics, shaking up corrupt ass cops, white supremacist terrorist gang members in the police and prepper movement, ending the black gender war. That's my platform type shit, right? And pro-black lobbyism, etc., etc., etc. But on to the white dude who they caught up on the 31st of December after Jasmine was murdered, who he just looked like the motherfucker in the sketch. He looked like the motherfucker all the way. You know what I'm saying? So let's just look at his criminal past and paint a narrative of